This mushroom could save your life one day. Let's talk about that. Let's hack our way towards the Birch Polypore. Anywhere along the northern hemisphere, this mushroom can be found growing on dead or dying birch trees. This hoof-shaped bracket fungi is easy to identify because it has the white gill-less underside and that tan light brown top. Now, when I say this mushroom could save your life, I'm not exaggerating. You see, the body of Ötzi the Iceman, who had died 5,000 years ago, was recently discovered, and around his neck, archaeologists found a curious necklace, not of jewels or gold, but of mushrooms, specifically the Birch Polypore, a fungus that grows only on birch trees. So why would a caveman from 5,000 years ago be carrying this on his long journey? It must have been important. The Birch Polypore has been used in folk medicine for centuries, and today, science is starting to catch up with what our ancestors already knew. First, immune support. Compounds in the Birch Polypore can help stimulate and balance the immune system. Antimicrobial power. It contains natural substances that fight bacteria, viruses, and even parasites. It also has anti-inflammatory effects, helpful for calming the body's response to stress and irritation. Not to mention, it's good for gut health. It also contains antioxidants, and early lab studies suggest it may slow the growth of certain cancer cells. This mushroom can also be used in first aid. It can be ground up into an anti-inflammatory poultice and rubbed onto your wound, and if it's dried, it can be used as a bandage as it's highly absorbent. The Birch Polypore is also known as the razor polypore because historically it has been used in the final stages of sharpening your knives. By honing it back and forth on a 45-degree angle, you can take off any edge left after whetstone sharpening. Back in the day, some people would nail a chunk of it to the wall in their garage so that they can hang their knives. As for consuming the medicinal properties, it's best consumed in a tea. You can dehydrate the polypore in order to concentrate the tea, or you could just throw some fresh bits in and steep for about 20 minutes. As a tea, it has a bitter mushroomy flavor, but that's okay. You can sweeten it up with sugar or honey, or what I like to do is add a little bit of birch syrup because it just feels right. Another practical use for the Birch Polypore, once it's dehydrated, is as tinder. However, we're going to talk about that. While it is used as a tinder, meaning a fire starter, simply lighting a match and trying to burn it isn't going to work. Instead, you'll want to take a piece and you'll want to do shavings. So you're going to take a dehydrated piece like this, take your knife, and gently carve away little shavings of it, little flakes. Then collect your shavings and put it on top of a chunk of polypore. Make sure to get all the dusty bits. Light your match or strike your flint, and you should be able to get this to catch if it's dry enough. And while this will work, we need to remember to be practical about it. So you're going to need already dehydrated pieces, which sure, in a survival kit, this might help. But if you're anywhere where there's already birch trees, just grab some birch bark. I mean, if you already found a birch tree, you then have access to birch bark. And if you have matches or flint, you have access to fire. Why go through all the hassle of dehydrating the Birch Polypore to try to get that to light when you've already got birch bark, which is a fantastic flammable? So to summarize, the Birch Polypore can be used as a bandage, it can be used as a medicine in a tea, and it can be used to sharpen your knives. It is a fascinating mushroom, and if you guys want to learn more, comment on this video and we will do an even deeper dive.